Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nayasim. Hope you are great. Majority of you may have seen that Caroline Levitt's family member has been arrested by ICE, and she has been running her up and down. And I am going to say something. I don't know how she sleeps at night and all that, knowing fully well that the nephew is being affected, and she is also part of the people supporting this administration. I pray that whoever that was arrested by ICE do not get released. Don't tell me that I do not have human sympathy. I do. I really feel bad for the person that was arrested, but I want you to know that Caroline Levitt has gone up and down to defend this administration and everything they have been doing. And they are very much worried about the boy, about the nephew, not having the parents or not having whoever around. But other children has been separated from their families. Caroline Levitt do not care about all these children, but now she wants me to care because her own family member is being affected and all that. You lie, madam. You lie. Your butt will itch real bad very soon because I ain't going to support bullshit. So whatever that is going on is actually good for your soul and it's good for you and your family. Unfortunately. Yeah, fortunately. Still, let me tell some people something. You live in a glass house. You have someone that has been living in illegal for. Don't tell me illegal is not a good word. The person has been living illegally for 25 years, right? And you have that person and always have the guts to go to Fox News and to lie about this administration. Let's get into this video.
I don't know if y'all heard this shit, but Caroline Levitt's relative has been picked up by ICE. Yes, sweetheart, ICE. Yes, Caroline Levitt's nephew's mother has been picked up from ICE. Come to find out, she's overstayed her welcome by 26 years. And she also has charges for assault and battery on her. Now, Caroline Levitt's brother and Caroline Levitt's son's mother are no longer together. I think her name is Ferreira. She is from Brazil. She is sitting right now in a Louisiana ICE detention center. And right now, Miss Caroline Levitt has no comment. But I guarantee you, she's working in the background to try to get this woman out. And you know what? I hope she doesn't get out. You heard what I said. I hope she doesn't get out. That no lip having ass helper sat on that goddamn podium and dehumanized every person that was picked up from ICE, even the ones that were going to court doing the process correctly. They still got picked up, and she still called them immigrants, illegals, dangerous individuals, terrorists, pedos. She called them every name in the book. What the fuck is your relative? I know she's in the Oval Office right now telling Wigs R Us, I will be billed for a night. Just get her out of there. Caroline Levitt's brother said she's a good person. Nah, fuck that. She just like everybody else. Lock her ass up and ship her across the fucking way. Now, do y'all think she's getting out or do y'all think she's getting deported? Put it in the comment.
ICE detains women with family ties to White House press secretary. Tap in. So you mean to tell me that the press secretary, Caroline, leave her ass at home, sister-in-law, got detained by the ice cream people? Where do we live? What is this place? America's wild as fuck. America's the only place where you can be racist as hell and support one side and still end up in the pokey. That sucks.
Major breaking news this morning. A woman was arrested by ICE while trying to go pick up her kid, and you will not believe who she has close relations to. White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt. She is the mother of her nephew. Caroline Levitt's nephew has lived full-time with her father in New Hampshire. According to reports, Bruna Caroline Ferreira, she's a Brazilian native and the mother of Levitt's nephew, was arrested near Boston on November 12th, actually, her attorney said. Now they are not together, but they do share joint custody. They were previously engaged. Michael Levitt, which is Caroline Levitt's brother, and Ferreira, they were engaged, but she was arrested, like I said, going to go pick up her son. And it says here that Bruna was brought to the United States by her parents in December of 1998. This is being reported by MSN. But like I said, the reports say that Caroline and Ferreira, they have an estranged relationship and haven't spoken for years. And suddenly she was picked up by ICE.
Breaking news, ICE has detained a member of Caroline Levitt's family. The loyal Trump press secretary that has been all in for ICE detainment and kidnapping people on the street now has it hit home. Her nephew's mother, Bruna Ferreira, from Brazil, was taken by ICE. A spokesperson for the Department of Homeland Security said that she came to America on a tourist visa in 1999 and just stayed. Her attorney says that she was a DACA recipient, but she wasn't able to renew her status, but was going through a lawful immigration process in order to get U.S. citizenship. Her and the child's father are estranged, but she was arrested while driving to New Hampshire to go see her son. My opinion is that they set this lady up. She was going to see her son, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, ICE comes and detains her. That sounds like a phone call was made. I don't want this lady in my life anymore, sis. Do something about it. But I don't think the Party of Family Values would do something like that. Breaking news, ICE has detained a member of Caroline Levitt's family.
And I don't think she cares. Friend, I don't think she cares not one bit. For those of you who do not know, Caroline Levitt has a brother who was with a woman, a Brazilian woman, who has been detained by ICE. Caroline's brother and the Brazilian woman have a son. I think he's 11 years old. And go back and watch Antonio's video. He talks about the whole situation. I don't think Caroline Levitt cares at all. Because why does that woman have to put up a GoFundMe to raise money to help her with her legal fees so that she could stay in the United States? Caroline Levitt is worth $7, $8, $10 million on her own, and she's married to an old ass multi-millionaire, I believe. He's in the real estate industry. I don't know what he does, maybe an investor or something like that, but he's a multi-millionaire. But Caroline's brother's ex, who is the mother to her nephew, has been detained by ICE. And that woman is trying to raise money to pay for legal fees and attorney to help her stay in the country. Why? When Caroline Levitt is worth $7-10 million herself, she doesn't care. What she cares about is standing up to that podium every single day and lying to the American people. What she cares about is being associated with a fascist regime. What she cares about is whatever Donald Trump's administration, her access to Donald Trump, she cares about what Donald Trump can do for her husband and his business. That's what Caroline Levitt cares about. Meanwhile, her nephew is sick to his fucking stomach, crying, distraught that his mother has been detained by ICE. Yeah. She's been in the United States since she was small. I believe she got into some legal trouble along the way. And so, now she's a criminal alien. Caroline Levitt does press conferences regularly talking about these immigrants who are in the country and classifying them as illegal criminal immigrants. That's what Caroline Levitt thinks about her nephew's mother. Y'all let me know your thoughts. I'll see y'all later.
Caroline Levitt's sister-in-law was just arrested by ICE for overstaying her visa by 26 years, leaving Caroline Levitt's 11-year-old nephew without his mom. The Trump administration has stated that Caroline Leavitt had no involvement whatsoever in this matter, but I find that incredibly hard to believe. You're telling me one of her family members has been in the country illegally for 26 years and she never once heard about it? I don't think so. She has no criminal record and was in the process of obtaining residency after her DACA status was revoked by the Trump administration. Now she is currently being held in southern Louisiana, where she awaits deportation proceedings to Brazil, despite the fact that she's been in the U.S. since she was a child. Another family member released a statement saying Bruna's absence has been especially painful for her 11-year-old son, who needs his mother and hopes every single day that she'll be home in time for the holidays.
ICE has taken the mother of Caroline Leavitt's 11-year-old nephew. They picked her up just north of Boston in Revere, Massachusetts earlier this month. So Michael Leavitt, Caroline's brother, and Bruna Ferreira, who you saw in the photo, were together, had a child. When he was 8 months old, they were engaged, they split. The baby apparently lived with Michael in New Hampshire this entire time. But Bruna has a relationship with him, was on her way, according to the news article I read, to pick him up when she was taken by ICE. Taken to Louisiana, and she will likely be deported. They're calling her a criminal illegal alien. They're saying she has an assault or a battery on her record, but no one can find that in the Massachusetts police records. She came over as a child from Brazil and was a DACA recipient, and they're taking her away. How does Caroline Leavitt sleep at night? I love my niece and nephew, my sister's children, like they are mine. If something were to happen to my sister, those would be my babies now. How do you look at an 11-year-old boy and say, yeah, the guy I work for is why you don't have your mommy here anymore? She's a monster. I mean, I don't think she cares about her own child, to be honest with you. I mean, she paraded him out for the turkey freaking pardon, and it looked like she hadn't seen him before, the way she was holding him. You'd think this would hit, but this happened earlier this month, and we haven't heard a word about it from her. She's up there still spewing her garbage, so this is just heartbreaking.
Who do you think is behind all of this? This is Caroline Leavitt. She is famous, and she works very closely with the boss. Her brother finds a fine thing called Bruna Ferreira, and they have a child together. She's been living in America since the 90s. He gets married to his new lady. They have a kid together. And just before Thanksgiving and Christmas, ICE picks her up. How did her name get to the top of the list? What a big surprise! No one knows why. They is so close to the boss. There they are in the White House, the children with him. Why don't they just help? Everyone is asking, why doesn't the wife get involved? Your husband has a fine-looking baby mama, and she just got snatched just before the holiday season. Why would you not want your husband's baby mama to be helped immediately? Surely you're putting loads of pressure. Let's get the good-looking baby mama back. They've been asking, after decades of living in America, why was the good-looking baby mama snatched all of a sudden? And all these super politically connected people, why don't they help to get the fine-looking baby mama back? What do you reckon? Why was the fine-looking baby mama snatched just before the holiday period?
Caroline. Oh, y'all done stepped up to the line and your family done got picked up by ICE? Oh, who called them? You? For your brother? Oh, my, what's the narrative? Now, what your little pursed little lips gonna get up here and say now? Huh? What you gonna tell? We're only arresting the worst. She's a criminal? She's the worst of the worst? Oh my. Oh, what is the narrative now? Because we've been telling them from jump that, being here undocumented is not a crime. But what you gonna say? What are you gonna say now? Oh, I know you over there just, how could you do this to us? Oh, what you told your nephew? That's what I want to know. Did you tell him the truth that it's you? Did you tell him the truth? Oh, I just want to know. You look down at him. I'm sorry, nephew. Oh, Oh, my. This is... Talk about fuck around and found out. Ooh. Knock, knock.
Go ahead and sit down. Before I even do the news this morning, you need to know that ICE raids have taken an unexpected and stunning turn straight into the home of the Trump White House. Carolyn Levitt, Trump's press secretary and a fierce defender of his immigration crackdown, is now facing the same ordeal. Yeah, the same ordeal that thousands of families deal with every day. So her nephew's mother, her name is Bruna Caroline Ferreira, hope I said that right, has been detained by ICE. Yeah, the government claims she overstayed her visa by 26 years. Her lawyer says she was a DACA recipient working toward a green card and that DHS claims about a prior arrest are false. Sounds like a lot of other stories that we've heard about, right? That the claims are false? Oh, okay. All right. But here's the headline. Even the current administration's own inner circle is not immune to the system that they themselves created and have enforced. These raids have officially become personal. Now, remember, we always say this one thing, because now the child's father is saying he is concerned about his son's well-being. Well, what about the well-being of all of those babies that are going through the exact same thing? I got questions. Questions need answers. I'm just curious. Y'all go about your day and enjoy it. Because I am. Carry on. So this morning I thought, the FAFO moment was here. I learned about the woman who used to be with Caroline Levitt's brother, who has a son with him, has been arrested and detained by ICE. Apparently, she has a criminal record. She was a DACA recipient. She's been here since she was a child. And so originally I was like, oh, that's a FAFO moment for sure. Fuck around and find out. Even your own family members aren't safe. But after reading a little bit more and learning a little bit more, why does it seem to me like this was like a convenience thing for them? It doesn't seem like they really wanted this lady around. It seems like getting her deported and out of the picture is so much easier than having to maintain a 50-50 custody situation. Now, of course, this is just my opinion as someone who has had a custody battle with an individual who was not a fucking good person. I know how these things work a little bit, and it seems to me, in my personal opinion, that this was pretty intentional. They don't really want this woman around. Maybe it's a lot easier for her brother to maintain custody, and that's how they want it. Because I feel like she's a press secretary, and if she wanted to pull some strings, she'd have the ear of the president, and that piece of shit would pull the strings for her. But it seems like maybe they just didn't really want this woman around. I feel bad for the kid. His mom is going to be deported, and there it is. But to me, it seems like that's perfect for Caroline Levitt, because I'm sure having this Brazilian woman in your family tree is a source of fucking embarrassment for your fucking rich, white, entitled ass. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think that I'm crazy? Do you think that I am reading too much into it? Do you think I'm right? I guess we'll probably never know, but what do I know anyways? I'm just a crazy white fucking libtard TDS liberal idiot.
Caroline, you probably know by now, but they done picked up your sister-in-law, okay? Talk about an awkward Thanksgiving, right? I know they got you stressed out. That's why they on here saying that you look 40 and you 28. Back to the story at hand, right? So, apparently, Caroline's sister-in-law go by the name of Bruna Ferreira. right? She had an entanglement with Caroline's brother. Apparently, when Bruna was on the way to go pick up her son, that's when she got picked up by them people. Now, what do this got to do with Caroline and why Caroline looked 50, okay? Listen, they stressing her out. You would think that Caroline would care because that's her nephew, right? The mother of her nephew just got picked up by them people. But listen, don't butter your biscuits just yet, okay? Because Caroline hasn't made a statement, right? The call is literally coming from inside the house. Caroline, listen, they done picked up your sister. You look 60. Listen, it's really not looking too good for you.
Hello and good evening. I am out of breath because the way I ran and left my grandchildren in the park to come make this video. Woo! So, in today's episode of As the White Hood Turns, did y'all hear that KKK Levitt, that ICE done snatched up her sister-in-law? What? ICE snatched up her sister-in-law last month. She has been in an ICE detention facility since last month. Now, KKK Caroline, been standing up there just talking trash about getting all these immigrants out of the country. And your sister-in-law migrated from Brazil when she was a baby. So, if I am to understand correctly, she would have been in that whole DACA that y'all hate so much, that Republicans and MAGA hate so much. And now, she done got snatched up, and your baby nephew has been without his mother for over a month. I love this for you. This is so delicious. I'm telling you, I was out in the park with the grandbabies on the swing when I heard the story. And the way I left them, I ran. I had to run. Ooh, I'm out of breath. Anywho, I hope y'all enjoy y'all Thanksgiving. Because this, has been more delicious than that butterball turkey, y'all. Woo, all right. Ooh, I need my inhaler.
Currently visiting family in the Deep South. I don't want to talk about. What I do want to talk about is Caroline Levitt's nephew's mom getting deported. Because I think we need to unpack this a little bit. She hasn't had custody of that child for years, actually. It's been with the dad. But how could that happen? How does a baby get to be with the father only? That's not a normal thing. In the American custody cases, the man only gets the full custody if the mom is completely not a good fit or he's got a lot of money. Because she had another kid. She was literally driving her child to school when she was picked up by ICE. So who called ICE on her? How did they know to go after her? I think we need to look into if she was fighting a custody case, if she was trying to get some sort of visitation even with her firstborn child. Because if that's the case, then this was a setup. We need to look into that.
ICE has detained White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt's nephew's mother. Her name is Bruna Caroline Ferreira, and she is the mother of an 11-year-old boy, and yes, that boy is the nephew of White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt. On November 12th, Bruno was pulled over in Revere, Massachusetts while driving to pick up her son from school. Reports say that the police handed her over straight to ICE, and she was transferred to a detention center in Louisiana. ICE claims that she overstayed a tourist visa that expired back in 1999, and they're labeling her as a criminal alien because of a past battery arrest. Her lawyer, however, is calling that misleading, saying that she has 0 criminal convictions and that she actually came to the U.S. as a child, lived here for over 25 years, and was in the middle of a green card process. Family says that she is a hardworking mom, no record, no trouble, and that this arrest has shattered her 11-year-old. A GoFundMe has been started for her legal fight and is already raising thousands of dollars. The White House has stayed quiet on this, only saying that Bruna and Caroline Levitt haven't spoken in years, but that hasn't stopped people from pointing out the irony. A top government official's own family being caught up in the very immigration crackdown that is happening right now. So now everyone is watching whether Bruna will be deported or if her legal team.
A member of Caroline Levitt's family was detained by ICE. It appears this would be her aunt, but that's not quite clear if this woman was actually married to her uncle. So it is her nephew's mother who was arrested and detained by ICE and is being held in Louisiana. She was brought here as a child under the DACA program. She had maintained her legal status under the DACA program and now has been detained. Given the fact that she has been estranged from her son's life and Caroline's family, I don't imagine that there is a lot of love lost there by Caroline. Because this is an opinion page, I can tell you straight up, I'm pretty sure Caroline Levitt is completely heartless and has no sympathy whatsoever for what's happening in her family, and she won't care. In fact, she'll use this to say, I am above reproach, and I will make sure that she is deported, even though she is in my family. Caroline Levitt, because again, this is my opinion, is one of the worst people on this planet. My name is Kyle Gauck, and I'm running for Congress in the 2nd District of Connecticut. That's my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours. Please go to my website if you agree, kylegauck.com. There you can join the fight. You can donate. You can sign up to volunteer. You can sign up for our free weekly newsletter. It comes out once a week, every Thursday. And as always, if you made it this far, thank you. I love you, and we'll definitely talk.
Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. I thought this whole cult was the party of family values and making sure your loved ones are taken care of. But here we are finding out that KK Caroline hasn't called her brother to see if he needs anything. Why am I saying this? Well, her brother's baby mama, not quite her sister-in-law, but her brother's kid's mother was just detained by the frozen water people. If you didn't know, her brother's baby mama has been in America since she was 6 years old, but she's an immigrant and she's not a citizen, and she's been detained by the frozen water people. Unfortunately, KK Caroline hasn't reached out to her brother to see if she could whip up a plate of pasta. Thoughts and prayers even, but none of that either. So yeah, but then her brother's baby mama is an immigrant, so taking care of an immigrant does go against their cult's values, so that I can see that juxtaposition. Alright, never mind. My concern's been withdrawn. Y'all have a great one now.
Y'all, this is the most ironic Trump administration story ever. So White House Press Secretary Caroline Levitt, her nephew's mother was just detained by ICE and is now facing deportation to Brazil. Here is a photo of Caroline Levitt and her brother. The woman in question shares a child with this man right here. They're no longer together, but they have an 11-year-old son. And she was on her way to go pick up their son from school when her car got swarmed by ICE agents in Boston. Here is a photo of the woman Bruna and Caroline's brother together. According to reports, this actually happened a few weeks ago. Apparently, Bruna legally came into the U.S. under DACA. Again, her and Caroline's brother are not together anymore, but when speaking to the press, he didn't want to speak too much, but he did say his biggest concern right now is for his child's safety. I cannot wait to see how the Wicked Witch of the White House right here spins this story and how she speaks about it on the podium today. Let us see, but what do y'all think? There's already conspiracies flying around about Caroline having her detained and all of this. I don't know. Those are all just rumors, but definitely.
So Caroline Levitt's nephew's mother was detained by ICE for overstaying her visa for 26 years. I don't know exactly how this woman was related to Caroline. First reports came out saying that it was her sister-in-law. Since then, it seems like all of the news agency got their prepackaged talking points that Caroline was not associated with her and that this was her nephew's mother. Her nephew is an 11-year-old boy. Regardless, he's without his mother, and you would think that if they cared about the situation at all, that they would denounce it. The only thing that they're denouncing is this woman, apparently. So I'm sure that makes her son feel great. As a GoFundMe up for her legal expenses, it's just kind of despicable that...
This is all I got from this video. There is something that I know about this life is that when you live in a glass house, you don't throw stones. But to some people, they live in glass house, they throw stones. I love to see things like this happen. Do not say don't tell me nonsense. I love to see this happen because they've been cheering this man up. Caroline Levitt or Levite or whatever. She has been cheering this administration up. And she personally said that there is nothing illegal going on in this country. She has supported this administration. She has supported this man. She has lied, several lies on live television, on CNN, on Fox, all of it. She has lied so much. Now, the nephew is affected. You know, I do not know how to tell people that sometimes nemesis catches up. Karma, big time. It will F your life so much that you won't even know what to do. I don't know how she would be sleeping like every other person said. I don't know how she'll be going to sleep at this point in time. I don't know how she'll be waking up, knowing fully well that she lies every day about this administration on live television. And another one is, you know, sometimes people have siblings that support their devils, their evils. Because I don't know how they have supported her career. One way or the other, they may have supported her lying career. Because it's more like it's a marathon. Each time she talks about this administration, you absolutely know that she is lying because this administration has not done anything good. So they are very much worried about the nephew, right? Not having the family or the father or the mother around. But other children have been separated from their families, from their loved ones. Some already have been unalive because there is one that I saw, an Asian man who was unalive in detention center. When they found him unalive, his hands and his legs were tied. That was how the person died. Probably from, but you didn't, okay, I will stop at that. You know, one thing with people is that some people have lost human sympathy. Some people has lost their humanity. They do not have it anymore. You might not understand what it means to lose somebody, not until you do. You may not understand somebody's pain, not until it happens to you. And then you start running up and down. It's been happening to people. Caroline KKK said it has not been happening. There is nothing wrong. But now she is experiencing what other people have been experiencing. See, there are some positions you find yourself into. You know that God actually wants to teach you a lesson from it. It's either you learn or you don't learn. The choice is yours. I cannot tell you to learn or not learn. But now I am sure your butt is very itchy at this point in time. Have the horrible day you deserve. I will clock out. Bye for now.